Well, you know that the SNP doesn't have the power to grant licences or not to grant licences. So in terms of our policy position, we've been clear that we're not against new licences per se, but they have to meet a climate compatibility test. We're very serious about meeting our climate change targets and obligations. We believe it is one of the most pressing issues of our day, but we also believe that it needs to be a just transition, which means you can't leave workers behind, and we also need the talent and the skills and the infrastructure and the resources in the industry to reinvest. So that's our position, and John Swinney, I'm sure, will set out in more detail what that means in the coming days.
And then Rachel Reeves was up here yesterday. She was saying that she will not try, Labour government that is, will not try and pick fights with the SNP. Do you think that the Scottish Government could work with Keir Starmer, and in what way?
Well, the Scottish Government will always seek to work constructively with a UK government. But what we saw from the debate last night is that whether it's Rachel Reeves or Keir Starmer or Rishi Sunak, they come to Scotland, they make a lot of positive comments about Scotland, and in the first debate, they don't mention Scotland once. And that tells you everything that you need to know about the next government, whether it's Tory or Labour, and why we need SNP MPs there to make the case for Scotland and ensure the leader does not forget about Scotland.
So, of course, your argument then is that we need SNP MPs so that Scotland is part of the discussion.
That's right, absolutely. Scotland needs SNP MPs to be there to make the case for Scotland. You know, who was making the case for Scotland's energy industry when we saw spiralling energy costs? It was the SNP. Who was making the case for Scotland's farmers when it came to free trade agreements? The SNP. Who's been making the case for re-entering the single market because the people of Scotland voted by a majority to remain? It's been the SNP, and that shows the importance and value of having SNP MPs there.
But polls haven't looked that great for your party so far. If the SNP do lose the election, what does that mean? Can you still make the arguments that you want to make? Is independence off the table?
Well, we're in this election to win as many seats as we possibly can, the length and breadth of Scotland. I'm here in Linlithgow and Bathgate supporting Martin Day, who has been an excellent MP for the area, and I want to ensure he's re-elected to continue to be an excellent MP. But all of these candidates are making the local case for unity, for change, and for delivery. And that is what I think will secure an election victory.
And then just finally, it's your first FMQs tomorrow. How are you feeling about that?
Great. I think the election and all the debates that have happened and all these questions and answers have probably been excellent practice for taking on Douglas Ross and Anna Sarwar.
And it would be nice to have a woman at the forefront again.
Well, it's been a while, and there's not been many women in any of these election debates, so maybe that'll be a good thing.